me first define what this debate is about and what it's not about. This debate is not about whether homosexuals are good people or good citizens. It's not a debate about whether homosexuals can form caring relationships. They clearly can. In fact, I've been a recipient of such care. It's not a debate about whether homosexuals should be treated with equal dignity, respect, and value under the law or in the United States Constitution. This is a debate about whether a relatively small group of people are going to fundamentally redefine the basic human institution that has served us since the beginning of time and enforce that definition upon the rest of society, primarily for a branch of government that is not appropriate for doing such an action. I'll make primarily 3 points today why I think same-sex marriage is not in the best interest of society, not in the best interest of families or in children. All the collective wisdom of human history, not to mention biology, logic, and common sense, tells us that marriage was created, designed, and intended to be between men and women. Always, sometimes between multiple spouses, but always men and women. You can get a globe and you can spin that globe and stab your finger down any landmass, any culture, and all human civilization. And you will always find marriage as a sociological constant. Now, why is that? Is that because Jerry Falwell brainwashed everyone? Because of Dr. Laura or Dr. Dobson's radio show? No, it's because marriage is rooted in a natural order. And in fact, nature enforces that fact. Secondly, same-sex marriage subjects children to a vast, untested social experiment. And this is a very important point. I think you have to understand that when we create a same-sex marriage, we're simultaneously creating a same-sex family. So it's not just two libertarian individuals living together. Now we're talking about the context of socializing little human beings we call children and what is best for them. Bottom line is kids need a mom and dad. Our opponents have to take the position that there's no inherent importance or value to human femininity or human masculinity when it comes to raising children. Two moms are just as good as a mom and dad. And they have no response for this. Moms and dads parent differently. We protect differently, we motivate, we encourage differently, we discipline differently. And kids, in order to have the best rate that they can have in the protective arrangement, they need a mom and dad. All the social science literature, not one or two or 100, but thousands of refereed, peer-reviewed studies tell us that when kids have a mom and dad, all the social maladies are lower. And the opposite is true. Where mom or dad is absent, especially a father, all the social maladies are higher. Teenage suicide, dropout, experiment with sexual behavior prematurely, teenage pregnancy, criminal behavior, all these things are higher when mother or father is absent. Finally, establishing same-sex marriage as a constitutional right will necessarily now create a new legal precedent for anything goes forms of marriage. So the legal basis for polygamy and for group marriage will now be undermined, and these folks will come to the table. And you say, well, John, that's kind of crazy. No one's really advocating for that. But in fact, that's not the case at all. Jonathan Turley, professor of George Washington Law School, there's an article in USA Today, Polygamy Laws, Explosion of Hypocrisy, advocating for the repeal of polygamy laws. Elizabeth Emmons, University of Chicago, one of the most conservative law schools in the country, 74-page law review advocating for allowing group marriage arrangements and polygamous arrangements. So these are not the crazies. These are people that were gay activists for about 20, 25 years ago. And this is coming here to inflection. Now, if you think this is a good thing, you can vote against the bill. But if you want to preserve traditional human structures that basically are very important for socializing human beings, especially children, then we should vote yes to protect marriage here in the state of Florida. Jonathan Yarborough and Cody Rogaine was the very first same-sex couple in Providence County. Of course, the press were very interested in this. What are your thoughts? Why are you doing this? And this is their quote. Yarborough was a bisexual, Cody Rogaine was a homosexual. They said it's possible to love more than one person and have more than one partner. In our case, we have an open marriage. Now, this is not the very second and third. This is the very first same-sex marriage in Providence County, Massachusetts. In closing, I'll just tell you that my opponent will refuse to debate this issue, gay marriage. She's going to tell you that this denies benefits to senior citizens and it's a horrible thing. And we're going to get into that. But they refuse to, around the state, no one will debate gay marriage with me. We'll stop.
Thank you very much, John.